button and share my screen. Okay, I hope y'all can see my screen. Let's see, I'm gonna stop my video also. Okay, I hope y'all can see the screen. Again, this is the MT4. This is where I have mine set up. So if you want to link it to your mobile device, it's simply as going to Tools, Options, go to where it shows Notifications, and make sure Enable Push Notifications is on. Your MetaQuotes ID, you find it on, if you pull up your mobile device, let's see, pull up MT4. Go to, on your MT4, on the settings screen, go to Chats and Messages, and at the very bottom you see My MetaQuotes ID. Enter on a computer, and as soon as you do it, go ahead and hit Test, and you'll get a notification to your mobile device, and that's how you know it works. Again, and what happens is every time you put a trade in, you modify, you take profit, stop loss, whatever the case, it hits your take profit or stop loss, you get some notification on your phone. Let's see. Also, I don't know if y'all have read up on the trailing stop loss. It's a free indicator. It's located in Team Chat. Let's say you have, let's say you got a trade currently running. You already got your stop loss set. You can literally double click it. Remember what time frame that you're on. If you're on a 15-minute or whatever, this here, obviously 10 stands for the last 10 candles. You can change it. I personally leave it at 10, and just go down where it shows Enable Trailing Stop. Make sure you turn it to true, and send alert notification. Turn it. Make sure that says true as well. And so what happens is, as you're, like I said, I always set mine on 15-minute. So you got your stop loss set. As it's going into profit, every 10 candles, it'll take and bring a stop loss to, let's say you're in a sell, it'll bring it right here. So as it's coming down, it'll keep on bringing it down. So you don't have to keep on moving it. So, you know, you don't have to sit and wake up in the middle of the night and make sure you move your stop loss. It comes in very handy. I mean, use it for my past few trades, and it's been a lifesaver, especially with the market's been running. Okay. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my trade view. Let's see. Divide it. This one. Share. Okay, I hope y'all can see my screen. Okay, all right. Maximize. Can y'all see it clear?
Yep, I see it.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so kind of go over the indicators real fast. So got the MACD 4C. I'll show you where you can find it in a second. Also, you got the MA. I like using the MA cross 9-50. Okay, so you'll be able to find both of them, especially if you're new to this. You literally type in, go to the function, type in EMA cross. The first one pops up by D mark. Go ahead and click on it. As you see, it pops up over here. And before you close it out, go ahead and type in MACD 4C. And this is the one I like. I ain't gonna read it out to you, but this is the one I like. So you go ahead and go to your settings, you modify it. So obviously MA1 is 9, MA2 is 50. The style, you can leave it the same colors or however you want to modify it. And for the cross, I like putting it as yellow for both of them. To me, it just stands out, it's easier to see. Okay. Like you see these yellow crosses right here, that's what the cross part is. You can modify it however you want to. Let's see. And for the MACD, for C, what it is, all it is volumes. As you see, the light green means it's a stronger buy. The dark green means the buy is getting weaker. And for the sell, the dark red is a strong sell. Light red is the sell is getting weaker. And you'll see how all this ties in together in a second. If you want to set an alert, all you gotta do is just right click on one of the lines, add alert, EMA cross, change those from here to EMA cross, and modify this however you want to, or you can leave it, just something that makes sense to you. EMA cross for a sell on AUD CAD, or whatever the case. And for your MACD for a C, right click on it, add alert, MACD for a C, change this to signal. And next one, MACD 4C, crossing over your 0 line. I'll explain that in a second as well. And modify your messages. So the way I like looking at the CrissCross, that works really good for me and it's helped me be able to profit pretty good. Okay, so let's start with CJ. CJ, as you see, is it's ascending right now, right? So what I'm looking for it to happen is I'm waiting for it to give me a good CrissCross and get onto the 15-minute. What's going to end up happening is going to come down, it's going to come to here. Also, the CrissCross is going to happen. I'm going to get an X. And pretty much simultaneously, this is going to cross what's called the 0 line, which is this line right here. Right where the green and the red almost intersects. You can't really see it, but it's called a 0 line. So yes, that's called a CrissCross. As soon as that happens, you can enter it, and your stop loss will literally be, let's say this was a buy. You know, you're entering for a buy. Your stop loss would be right below the lowest candle. So let's say you enter the buy. It would be roughly about 14 pips. Is that making sense so far, or have I got anybody lost?
Makes sense.
So, as I'm just kind of jump ahead a little bit, the only thing that really looks good to me right now is CJ. Again, I'm waiting for the cross to actually happen, but I'm gonna go through all the pairs real fast. AUD CAD, I was expecting it to come back up at least one more time before it started coming down. I personally don't like the way it's coming down. It looks like it's kind of coming down corrective. So that's why I'm not really paying this one any mind. Let's see, Swiss franc, I don't really mess with any Swiss franc pairs. AJ, that's a nice little pretty buy flag. However, I'm expecting it to come into this zone. Also, if you look on a bigger time frame, you see it's really a buy flag in a manner. But I'm waiting for it to come up here, and I want to see how it reacts. Does it come down, or does it continue going up? And so what I'll look for, once it gets near the area, does it start giving a nice little ascending kind of pointing up? Or is it just going, like I said, go ahead and shoot for AJ is not up here. I'm going to look at the trade. AU, again, none of the Australian pairs as of right now looks enticing. It may tomorrow evening, but as of right now, no. CJ, you see, even on a bigger time frame, a pretty little ascending, going down to the hour. Like I said, I'm waiting for it. I've got alert set for right here. This is where I'm expecting it to come up to. And if you look left, it kind of did the same thing back around 11 April. It came up, hit, and then started dropping down. Again, if you go to the 15-minute and wait for it to not come here, you know, because taking you draw your trend, you'll get across right here on the 15-minute. And like I said, it'll just take and move the stop loss to the left where whatever pushes through, kind of like the highest point. EA. I can see it pushing back up, but I'm waiting to see what actually happens, because even on the smaller time frame, it just, I don't feel comfortable with it. It's not giving a clear movement.
Hey, Justin, I got a question. When you say you don't feel comfortable with it, can you go into more detail? Like, what's giving you the red alert trigger?
Well, like this here is laning. It's not giving me like an impulsive move up or down. Like it came down to my trend line. Go to a bigger time frame so you can see. It came to my trend line. It reacted to it. It didn't break through, and it's starting to move, kind of move upwards. But I've been in trades in the past just because it started moving upwards, and even though I got like a little cross on a, let's say 15-minute, even though I got a cross, as soon as I got in, the thing turned around and dropped back down again, knocked me out, and then it's just had to start making this move. So again, what I like looking for is a nice little ascending or descending. Like you see on how CJ is leaning up, but if you look at the MACD, it's coming down. EA is kind of leaning up, and at the same time, this is leaning up as well. But it's not giving like a more of an impulsive move like this. Let's see, Euro Japan. I have alert set right up here on top. Personally, I kind of see it coming up to here and then retracting and coming back down, just because of what's happened in the past. EN is acting the same way as EA, and if you notice, if you ever watch those two pairs, both of them pretty much moves the same way. And EN normally just moves a little bit slower, but both of them pays very well and they move in the same direction. But like I said, it's, I mean, you can get into it if you want, but I'm staying away from it for right now until I can actually get some kind of clear sign.
What will be a clear sign?
I'm sorry?
You say you're staying away from it until you get a clear sign. Maybe I missed it, but what will be that clear sign where you're like, "Ooh, this is it. Let me hop in this trade."
Let's see. It's pretty much a clear sign will be like a break and retest. Because EN dropped the way it did, I can't really find a good example. And see, that's something else too for, let's say, EA. Once it came up to here, it could, and like I said, it could come back down. I mean, that's still quite a bit of pips. I mean, that's 30 pips. I mean, it could still be some good money. But I would like to see it actually start pushing toward coming up, coming back down, and then shooting on up. That makes sense? I'll find a trade for you in a second to show you, give more of an example. Let's see, GA. Like for example, GJ. As you see my errors, I would like for it to come down because it broke above this high. It hasn't really came it down and gave me a nice retest. I'd like for it to come down, give me a retest, and then go ahead and go on up. I hope that clears it up for some people. Like I said, normally stuff really starts moving in that direction. It starts showing its colors on a Monday night or early Tuesday. And it's something else too. I'm at the this caught my attention. So remember I was showing this on CJ, right? On how I was landing. So what ends up happening once it starts to break out, you see what a cross happen right here? You see this cross happen right here. That's how you know it'd be a nice sell to get into. And your stop loss would be roughly 24 pips. Okay. So using GU obviously for an example, let's say you missed it. It started coming down, right? Here's another entry. If you take a look at your MACD, you see how it came back up, gave me a retest, then it started coming down. Look, here's another entry you could have got into, right? So let's say you missed this one. Look at the MACD. Came up. Here's another entry. So that's 154. Let's say you would have got right here because you missed the first initial. You still could have caught another, 100 pips. Good. I can see GU selling down some more. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see what happens during the London session and see which way it's gonna try to move. I like to see a cross happen on here. This NJ would be a nice sort of buy up, but I'd like to see a cross a retest before actually trying to get into it. Kind of like right here. Like I said, to me, just a lot of the pairs is not giving smooth moves. UJ is another good potential buy to get into. Matter of fact, I see it starting to push up. And I think I missed my entry on that. Came down to retest where I was hoping it would and started shooting. And that's something else. Let's say you got the cross on an hour, right? So two options you could do. You could take and have your stop loss stay here, or you get your cross, you take and you go on time frame, 1 or 2 time frames, and see if you can't find a better entry. Let's see. Like I said, that's pretty much all of them. Again, CJ is my favorite one that I'm waiting because that's going to be, even if it gets up to here as I'm hoping, and gives me my cross, I will trade it down to here. That's 110 pips. That's really all the pips you need for the week. Anybody have any questions? I can't see the chat, so I don't know if anybody sent any messages or anything. There it is.
No questions. Chat's clear, Justin.
Okay. Everybody's quiet tonight. Has anybody got anything to add? Everybody understand the crisscross method?
Somebody in chat has a question.
Can I get the settings for the EMA cross? Okay. So for the EMA cross, to be able to find it, literally go to the FX, type in EMA cross. And as I'm pulling this up, by the way, I'm going to apologize. Normally the charts, the currencies will present a whole lot better flags. It gives at least more than one pair that looks pretty good for entry on a Monday night. This is the first in a few weeks that only one pair has looked decent. But anyways, the EMA cross 8 and 21, change that to a 9 and 50. Change the style, change the color to whatever color you want. You can leave it as green and red if you want. Me personally, I like blue and red. And for the cross, I like changing this one to bright yellow. And it went away. I like leaving this as a bright yellow. It stands out to me better. You can also change the crosses to something else that you prefer, but to me, I like to cross. And if you want to see what the settings I have mine set as, you see my EMA1 is blue, EMA2 is red. And pretty much the purpose for the EMA cross, if the blue is on top, that means it's a buy. If the red is on top, it pretty much means it's a sell. And the higher the time frame, the stronger the move. Our cross is a stronger buy.
I actually had a question, Justin.
Uh-huh.
In the MACD, one more time, you said the light red means stronger sell or dark red means a stronger sell. Can you run that by me again?
Okay. The light green means a strong buy. The dark green means that the buy is getting weaker. The sellers is trying to take over. The dark red means it's a strong sell. And the light red means the buyers is trying to take back over.
Appreciate it.
Let's see. Somebody asked about the US 30.
Could you go over the EMA cross one more time? Because I keep missing it for some weird reason.
Well, so which part are you referring?
Just the coordinates. Because, okay, when I pull up the EMA cross, I got thousands of EMA crosses on here.
Okay, the one I like to use is one by D.Mark165.
EMA D.
.Mark165. That's the guy that I'm assuming that's the guy. That's the indicator I like to use for the EMA cross. When you click it, it comes up as 821.
I still don't see it.
Can you see my screen?
Huh?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Okay, I'm too busy looking at my screen. I apologize.
If you type EMA cross, the first one should be this one.
Okay, let me do it again. My first one is not that one.
It's not.
No, it's 10, 21, 52, 55.
Okay. Okay, that's the one that comes up.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me try one more thing. I don't have it. I got it. Thank you. And then it's 9 and what is the coordinates?
Coordinates is 9 and 50.
Okay.
EMA1 is 9, EMA2 is 50. And this is where I have mine set up.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so that's my US 30. I'm gonna be honest, I don't market US 30 too often. I'm still trying to get back used to it. It's been a while. But looking for the cross, because of how volatile it is, I like going to a lower time frame looking for a cross. So as of right now, I would wait for it to cross back down for to be able to catch the sell on a 5 minute. Anybody else have any questions? Do I enter right at the cross? Preferably, yes. I like to enter as soon as the cross happens and go ahead and set my stop loss. But I back up a bit. Let's say use US 30 for an example. It's a bad example to use, but let's use US 30 for an example. You see how it was shot up? Even though it started coming down, I would not have taken this cross on a 5 minute. I'll wait for a retest. Make sure it comes back up. Give me a retest before trying to enter for a sell. And you can easily be able to tell retest because you see I came into a sell, I went back into a buy. There's my retest. That was some of my rookie mistakes because even to this day I still get very antsy. I'm waiting for a trade to happen. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can show you GJ. GJ burnt me a few times. Matter of fact, just recently it got me. All right, because you see I'm on hour. Drew me a nice little trend line. I got the cross, and it was a perfect buy up. And yeah, it kind of goes against what I was just saying about don't enter on first cross. But again, this is on a bigger time frame, so different story. But anyways, gave me a perfect cross. I took and I missed it. I was like, okay, you got me once. So I took and drew me another trend line. It gave me a perfect cross on the hour. I missed it again. So third time I went ahead and drew, and I made sure I went ahead and called it. As soon as I got into it, it took me out. And just sat there and consolidated. So just be cognitive. See if you can be cognitive on where you are in the market on what's actually happening. Don't fall for the market will try to play with you some, but stick to your own rules. If you make a mistake, go back and see why you made a mistake. But me personally, I've made quite a bit of money. I mean, $1,000, $2,000 weeks just using a CrissCross alone. Okay, CJ. I'm gonna take this off to make it a little bit cleaner. And how you refresh. Okay, give a little quick markup. Can y'all see? Can y'all still see? Good. Okay, so first thing I do on a monthly, I look for my highs and lows. So this is my lowest point. Went ahead and put me a little green line, and this is my highest point, and I put me a red line. Used to, I was taught a couple years back, well, about a year ago, you don't really go 2 years beyond or 2 years past. I don't look at the time frame anymore. I look for the highest point and then put my line and look for my lowest point. All right, I go to the week. I'm gonna go ahead and draw, see if it's an uptrend, downtrend, or whatever the case. I'll go ahead and draw me a nice little line. Go to the day. And if I happen to see a flag, I'll go ahead and mark the top and bottom of the flag. It helps my eyes, helps me be able to focus, and it helps remind me where I am in the market. Because too many times I've sat down and looked at the 15-minute and completely forgot where I was at and got into a buy and tried to hold it, and there was actually a huge sell. Going to the 4-hour, you can mark another trend. Sorry for notifications. Like you can actually mark another one right here. And the purpose of doing that, let's say you went ahead and caught the sell up here. Stupid thing. Let's say you caught the sell up here, right? You could literally come trade it down to the trend line, and that could be your take profit as soon as it hits your trend line. And going down to the hour, we'll put a line back here. Going down to the hour, it'll be highs and lows, but there's nothing really to mark because the 4-hour took care of the trend. And this would be, I would have had this marked on the hour. You could keep going down if you wanted. Just keep on tighten up your shot group. Anybody else have any questions?
Hey, Justin, how are you? It's nice to hear you.
How you doing? How you doing, Mr. Art? Long time.
Doing good. I know it's been a little bit. So I saw that you were using US 30. So you're working on your CrissCross on indices now?
A little bit. I haven't got it down pat yet, but I'm working on it.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
as soon as I can get some solid notes on it, I will pass it off to the team.
You got it. All right. Thank you, sir. Nice hearing from you again.
You too. I try to wake up for the London session if I can. All depends on how early I'm able to go to bed. I have a 6-year-old son, so and also being in the military, getting up and doing PT in the morning, kind of, again, it depends how the week goes. But short answer is for the London session, I like looking at the British pairs. But one thing I've noticed in the past, and this is something for you to back test, the British pairs, even though let's say they do a spike in the London session that at as soon as London comes in, normally by the time right before the New York session happens, it does its retest. So you still got a good entry to be able to get into it. So just cause you missed a huge spike that the London session did, it's okay. I mean, you really haven't missed anything. I wish I could give a prime example. I mean, I can try real fast, but let's see. GJ is normally one of my favorite pairs, but she hasn't been playing nice here lately. So for the morning. But at the same time, during the London session, because you notice, like, so I'm in Mountain Standard Time. So this is when the London session kind of comes in for us, right around this time. If you notice, it's at the bottom of my train. It's at the top of the train. If you look, it's pretty much the same exact time. So by the time I'm up for getting up, which is literally about 4 hours later, I've missed about this much, which is it's about 30 pips, but at least I see what direction it's trying to go into. All right, and you missed it. You just go down time frames, go to your 15-minute. So like I said, I was right around here. Oh, look, there's a little spike up. You can be able to perfect entry. And you see that's 6:45 Mountain Time, so that's 8:45 East Coast time. So you said you haven't missed much. I mean, that pretty much goes for all British pairs. And personally, that's why I like to I like trying to catch the crisscross on an hour, as for the fact of I don't always wake up for the London session, and normally when the hour cross happens is right when the New York session is coming in. And also, to me, just kind of gives me more of a warm and fuzzy that this is the direction the market is going, as in downtrend, uptrend, whenever I get the hour cross. Because once you get the hour cross, then you kind of go to the 15-minute to catch the trend. Like, let's see, GN. As you see, it's in a downtrend. Look, there's an entry, there's an entry, there's an entry, there's an entry. And if you take and pull up the MACD as well, see how it lines up perfectly. See that? I'm hoping this is making sense to y'all, and it's, as you're back testing and using it, I promise you, y'all, a light bulb will go off and you'll like it. I've struggled in the beginning for the beginning of 6 months trying to learn how to mark up charts and everything else, and could never figure out what was going wrong. And once I learned the CrissCross method, things just started. The puzzle pieces came together for me. And you can use the same thing on a binary. I don't know if y'all watched Clifton or Tina's session, but I mean, they use CrissCross method as well. And all of us learned it from Gunnar. Just modified it to what works for us. Are there any other questions or anybody got any comments? Mr. Randy, you have anything to add? Richard, no, I don't mess with a fib. I used to in the beginning, but I don't really mess with a fib too much anymore, personally. I just, once I get, that's one thing I meant to add. Once I do get the crisscross, go back to the 15-minute, what I do is I look for my first low. In the past, I used to try to catch as many lows as I could, but as you're getting used to it, just go for your first low. That's all you need. Go to like GA. Let's say you was going for a buy on it. It gave a clear signal it was going to be a perfect buy. Just go for your next high. You don't need to try to catch 200, 400 pips. 100 pips, especially with the way the market's been moving for the past 5 months. 100 pips is all you need. If anything, take and collect half of it or 75% of it, let the rest of it ride. As you get more comfortable with it, and you can modify however you feel. All right, anybody got anything else to add? So stop loss be the first. So if you're in for a sell, let's say GA, you got the sell, you got the cross. Let's see. So I'm actually going to measure it from here, because I'm going to say this cross happened once this candle closed. Stop loss is roughly about 36 pips. I know it sounds like quite a bit, but if you noticed, it kept on dropping. So as soon as you got in a profit good, you can go ahead and bring it to break even. Right here, stop loss and you're in a sell. Measuring from where the cross is. Always, like I said, just take it to the high. You will not go wrong taking it to the high. But obviously, if you enter, you missed a cross and you enter way down here, look at the difference. 4 to 6 pips. I don't think you want to stop loss at 4 to 6 pips. If you missed a cross, just either go down to a different time frame or take and just wait for another cross, because another one will happen. If it don't, just look for another pair. And obviously, if it's a buy, you got the cross, and you're gonna take it to the low. But this is quite a bit of piss, but at the same time, you can notice this is a downtrend. That's why, like, for example, prime example, see this 15-minute cross? That's another reason why I would not want to get into it. Even though it's about 34 pips, I'd rather have a little bit tighter of a stop loss.
Just
Uh-huh.
quick question. I can't use this chat. You said we could have a way to move this from MT4 to our computer.
Yes. All right, I'll show y'all. All right, let me figure out how to minimize this again. Actually. All right, can y'all see my MT4?
It's still on trading view at the moment.
All right, let me stop sharing and see if I can pull up MT4. All right, share. Which one is it? This one. All right, can y'all see it?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
Yep.
All right, so go to tools, go to options, go to where it shows notifications. You see how it says enable push notifications and notify whatever, but just make sure it's checked for your MetaQuotes ID. By default, it's going to be some kind of red writing or something in there. Just click on it and go to your phone, look at your MT4 and go to on your MT4. If you click on settings, go to chat and messages, look at the very bottom of your phone. It should show my MetaQuotes ID. So put those, whatever your MetaQuotes ID is. And once you do it, you can find out that it works by hitting test. When you hit test, you should automatically get almost like a text message in the manner to your phone. You know, test, blah, blah, blah. So that's how you'll be able to get the notifications going to your phone. And what that does is every time you put a trade in, it kind of gives you the order number. You know, you just entered written AUD, blah, blah, blah. At the price, your take profit gets hit, or stop loss, whatever gets hit, it tells you, you get a notification, let you know what the price is, what your profit or your loss was. To me, I found it beneficial. And instead of constantly trying to look at my phone, trying to see what the trade looks like, just getting a little ding, and all of a sudden look, I just made this much money. And if anybody's curious on a trailing stop loss that I put in the team chat, I've been searching and searching for something that kind of helps me so I don't have to keep on moving my stop loss once it goes in a profit. Yes, here. Go ahead.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry, I'm slow.
Which part?
The very first part. I understand what you said, but I just need to hear it again.
You talking about how to set up the MT4?
Yes.
Okay. Go to tools.
Okay.
Go to options.
Okay.
Go to notifications.
Okay.
And just literally change, make sure that the 2 blocks is checked, enable push notifications and notify whatever. Just make sure they're checked. And this actually tells you what to do. If you go to settings on your MT4 on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
click on the messages, you'll see a MetaQuotes ID at the very bottom of your phone.
Okay. And put that one.
Yes. And you put
Okay.
that right here. Once you do it, you hit test, and it will get a notification to your phone.
Okay.
And after you do that, if you decide to use the trailing stop loss, if you go to the team chat, it actually gives instructions on how to be able to download it and put it on the MT4, step-by-step instructions. But once it is set up, so the only thing that I personally change on here is I leave this 10 the way it is. I'll make sure I'm on the 15-minute time frame on my MT4, because I've learned whatever time frame you put it on, then that's the time frame that it's going to count the 10 candles. You go to kind of scroll down a little bit, enable trailing stop loss, turn that to true, and notifications, turn that to true. You turn it to true by, if you take and double click it, that's how you can change it. Again, that's if you want to use the trailing stop loss. And once you, I don't know if, since I don't have a trade running, I wonder if it'll actually pop up. So once you actually do it, actually pop up and saying trolling is enabled. Now I gotta figure. I gotta figure out how to take that off. Anyways, yeah, that's
So where you find that in a team chat?
I'm sorry.
Where do you find it?
This
That
trolling
string
stop off
stop?
it's in the team chat. Now in
Oh,
Slack.
the team, okay. Okay, find it.
Let's see. There's another part that I've learned after messing with it. What is it? Also, go to your expert advisors. Make sure allow trade automatic trading is checked. But these 2 blocks will be checked. Take those 2 blocks, uncheck those blocks, because what happens is if you have multiple accounts on your MT4, and as soon as you click on the other one, your trailing stop loss will stop. And also, this only works. I don't know if y'all have y'all's computer set to stay awake, you know, during the week or whatever. But if you have a trade running, if you want to use a trailing stop loss, you got to try to keep your MT4 on your computer awake. Don't let it.
Are you
don't let
also
it-
saying, Justin, that you can only have 1 trailing loss per account? Is that what you're saying?
No, you can. I mean, you can put a trailing stop loss on every one of your accounts if you want. But if you have this block checked, if these 2 are checked, then it will only work on 1 account. But that's one thing I like about this this trailing stop loss. 1 is free, and 2, you can have it running as many different accounts that you want. Just again, make sure these 2 is not checked.
And one other question, and I don't know if I missed this, is this on this on the Apple?
I'm sorry.
Can you put this on the Apple computer?
Yeah, I'm actually, well, MT4, you can put on Apple, but you got to have a program called Parallels. Because I'm actually using my iMac right now as I'm talking to you, but I'm got Parallels running on here. That's the only way you can get MT4 to work. And
Oh, you buy the Parallels and then you put it on. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's $80, but
Thank
I'm going to trial run it. I'm about to actually buy it next week.
Okay. So, but did you have to buy it to get the trail one, or did you download it from the web?
So for the free trial, I downloaded it from the web and tested it because my other computer I
Okay.
have a PC, and that's what I've been running MT4 on. But to me, it just looks cleaner on the iMac.
Okay. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else?
Hi, this is Janet again. I hope I'm not asking too much. Do you mind if it's a quickish or the team chart? Where can I find that trading stop?
Okay.
I'm having a hard time to find it.
Let me see if I can. After this, I will see if I can't redraw.
It's April
Thank you.
23rd.
You said April 23rd?
Yes.
Thanks.
Mhm.
April 23rd, where in training? Is it in Slack or is it in Discord?
In Slack, if you go to the top and type trailing stop, you'll find it on his post.
Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste it.
Yeah, you find it. It's the April 23rd. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, I'm using my wife's account, so.
Yeah, all you have to do is just go to the top of on Slack and where it says search, just type trailing stop and your post is the first one.
Whoever sold us that, thank you. You so smart. Thanks.
I'm coming back.
I didn't know, because now you just told me how anything you need to find on Slack, you can just go up there and search it by putting in some keywords. Thanks.
It's just you're recording this. You're gonna post it to
Yeah,
Slack or whatever. How do you? Okay.
yeah, whenever she'll be posting it once we're done.
Okay.
Justin, I hate to bother you again. On my MT4, what 2 boxes we don't check off or check off?
Okay, go to, let's see, on options. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these 2 boxes, make sure they're unchecked.
Double, okay, double. All right, let me take a screenshot. Got it, sir. Thank you.
No problem. If y'all don't have anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'm gonna try, no promises, but I'm gonna try to do one more session next week. After that, I might be out of loop for the fact of, like I said, I'm active duty and I'm in process of preparing to move to Texas. And so, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do next week, but I'm gonna try to. I will let y'all know on the calendar. I hope y'all found some benefit to this.
Thank you.
Thank
No
you,
problem.
Justin. Good luck on everything, babe.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Appreciate you.
I'm hoping I'll be able to be completely back up online by mid-July. I'm hoping because my house is being built, they're saying it won't be done until July, and originally it was supposed to be done end of May. So, see how things is going to go.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, have a good night.
You too. Thank you.